Hello everyone. So the market had a bullish close this week, primarily due to the end of the quarter, as well as the fact that it was a long weekend. So in today's video, what are the next steps? What is going to end up happening with the market? Obviously, we saw with the SPY and the IWM being leader. We need to see what happens with the NASDAQ now. Is the NASDAQ going to pick up the slack? Are the market in general, the stocks, going to continue to rise? Is there going to be a sector rotation? We're going to take a look at all those good stuff. We're going to the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Russell, dollar, the large tech stocks, put it all together. Without further ado, let's get started with the video. So the main theme that we saw during this week was that tech stocks, this is the QQQ, tech stocks took a pause and the IWM got the most love and started to rally. Okay, so obviously we could see that money was flowing into the Russell 2000, into these small cap, economically sensitive names. And we got to close on the IWM above 210. The IWM for the next few months, based off of this amount of buying pressure and based off of this sort of move, it really looks like the IWM can easily hit 218 to 220 in the coming, probably by summertime during this quarter. And I would be really surprised if it does not, to be honest. Now, what is that? Essentially, what does that say for the rest of the market as a whole? So now, first and foremost, we could take a look at the major economic news for this week. There aren't any major earnings, unless I just completely missed them, but there aren't any major earnings for this week. These are the major news factors. So we have news coming out at 10 a.m., manufacturing PMI. Then we have JOLTS job openings Tuesday at 10 a.m. Then Fed Powell speaks on Wednesday with some more news happening on Wednesday earlier in the morning, as well as pre-market. So to see what Fed Powell is speaking about, right? This is forexfactory.com. To see what he's talking about, you click on this folder and you see that he is due to speak. The description here is that he is due to speak at Stanford's Business, Government, and Society Forum. So it's not a congressional hearing. It's not a Fed minutes sort of speech. It's a Stanford Forum that he's speaking at. And then on Thursday, there are more FOMC members speaking throughout the day. Then Friday, of course, we have more, early morning news. So, basically, Monday and Tuesday should be relatively simple. Obviously, we also have more Fed speakers speaking Tuesday at 12 p.m. as well. So, Monday, heading into Tuesday before all of these speakers speak, it should be relatively simple to trade. But then, unfortunately, things are going to get a little dicey. So, we're going to have to, regardless, we're going to make money. We're going to trade and day trade, and we're going to take nice high quality trade setups, very good, and solid entries. Doesn't matter what is really going on in the market. Obviously we have to steer clear of over trading and being dumb with our positioning and position sizes, but in general, if you have traded long enough, you can trade in basically any market environment unless it's choppy. If it's choppy and it's very just lackluster, there's a 50-cent range on the S&P, the market doesn't want to move, then that becomes a bit annoying to trade. But otherwise, it's still doable. All right, so there's the news for this week. All right, let's look at large tech stocks. Apple is holding above the major zone at 168, 169. Reason why we're looking at large tech stocks is because they're going to determine where the NASDAQ is going to go. Apple is holding support. Meta is getting close to a major level of support zone as well, over here at 480. If Meta can hold this level of support, then it is also going to be bullish for the market, in my opinion. So Meta and Apple are both getting close to a very major level of support so far. Netflix is also very close to a major level of support here at 604. Now, the chips, all right, AMD and NVIDIA. AMD had a big drop lower, and now it is consolidating above. We held 174, and now it is consolidating above the 180 area, and we have major resistance 185, but trying to bottom itself out, which is also bullish. In Nvidia, we were looking at how Nvidia, when it gets close to the 20 exponential moving average over here, in the past it has bounced. So we are currently now at the 20 exponential average. Once again, over here, we need to see if it's going to bounce. AMD is holding. Nvidia is also close to a level of support here at 890, 887. And if, it holds the 20 exponential, Nvidia could also bounce. Not to mention, Amazon is doing pretty well. Amazon is also an economically sensitive sort of stock that is also in the NASDAQ. So because the IWM is doing so well, Amazon got a lot of love. Google and Microsoft, or chip AI related companies. Google is doing really well, obviously. This is the sort of setup where we can really explode to the upside to 154, 155. It's holding the highs very well. It's a bit risky, in my opinion, to try to go short, but we are at a major level of resistance here at 153 on Google. But in general, they are really trying to show a very bullish picture on Google, which is a good thing. And Microsoft is also getting close to a major level of support here at 417, 418. Microsoft looks very similar to Meta. It looks very similar to Apple, basically also holding support. And essentially, we need to see if it can hold, similar to Netflix as well, if it can hold at these levels, bounce. So we are back to this 420 area. 420, as we know, was a major level of support prior on Microsoft. We got a big rise up to 420, then it failed, and then we got another big rip to the upside above 420, and now we are basically holding this 420 area again pretty perfectly on Microsoft. So this is a very major important zone that Microsoft wants to hold, and still clearly holding it. In my opinion, trying to go short on this move already is a bit risky. Trying to short here is a bit risky. Yes, we can fall down to 415, 413 zone here, right, on Microsoft. But you're basically like hoping that the momentum just collapses and falling. In terms of trading, this is not a good, solid, safe trade to take, in my opinion. I would rather wait for it to fall a bit lower and lean long instead of trying to short this move to the downside. So that's my thought process on Microsoft. In general, it looks like a lot of these tech stocks are starting to want to bounce. And what that would end up meaning for the NASDAQ is holding very well. When you look at the NASDAQ on a weekly chart, the NASDAQ closed pretty flat. So it closed negative 0.53%. Generally flat. Now, if these large tech stocks can start getting some love, the NASDAQ is going to end up bouncing. And the IWM will not be the main reason why the market in general is bullish. So the NASDAQ most likely is going to get some love in the coming week based off of strength in tech stocks. But all eyes on those large tech stock levels of support. We're going to have to see if that can continue. With that being said, there is not much else to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Happy Sunday. You guys had a great weekend. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one. Thank you.